Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel all about VLSI. In this video, we are going to discuss some problems related to sequential circuits. So first of all, I will show you the problem. So first of all, I will show you the question. You can take your time, you can pause the video and you can answer the question and you can resume for the solution. Okay. So let us see the very first question. So this is my T flip-flop and this is my Q bar, T, Q, Q bar. Okay, and this is my OR gate, and this output is given to the input of this OR gate, and one more output is given to this, and this Q bar is given here. Now, we have to find out what type of circuit it is, whether it is a mod 2 counter or whether it is a mod 3 counter or it is a sequence generator which is going to generate 00100100, or it is a sequence generator which is going to generate 0010001000 so on. Okay, so we need to find out what type of circuit it is. So you can take your time, you can pause the video and you can answer this. So let's say our Q0 and Q1 are 00s initially, and at the first clock edge, what is going to happen? And at the first clock edge, Q bar is given to this input, that is our input where second flip flop is equal to 1. So Q1 is going to get toggled, it is going to change to 1, and Q0 is still equal to 0 itself. Okay. Now here we are going to have 1, and so this input of your first T flip flop is equal to 1 before the second clock edge, and input of your second T flip flop is still is equal to 1 itself. Okay. Input of your second T flip flop is still 1. Now what is going to happen? Q1 is going to toggle when we apply the second clock edge, that it is going to change to 0, and Q0 is going to change to 1 because input of your first flip flop is equal to 1. Now here we are going to apply 0 because your Q0 is equal to 1, so Q bar is equal to 0. And here we are having output as 0, so this 0 will be transferred over here. That means input of our second T flip flop is equal to 0. Input of our second T flip flop is equal to 0, and input of our first T flip flop, it is equal to one input is 0 and another input is it is equal to 1. So that's why input of our first T flip flop is equal to 1. So Q0 will get toggled to 0 and Q1 is 0 itself. Okay. Now, so let's see at the fourth clock edge. So before the fourth clock edge, the value of your Q0 is equal to 0 and the value of Q1 is equal to 0. So let me erase this things so that it will be more clear. So before the fourth clock edge, the values of your Q0 is equal to 0 and the value of your Q1 is also equal to 0. So this 0 and this 0 are given over here, and the value of your first T flip flop input is equal to 0, and here we are going to have 1. So the value of your second T flip flop, the input is being fed with 1. So this Q1 will become 1 at the fourth clock edge. Your Q1 will become 1 and Q0 is still 0. So from here we can see it is a mod 3 counter. It is a mod 3 counter because we are having 3 unique states. Since we are having 3 unique states, it is a mod 3 counter. So this is how we are going to solve this problem. Now let's see one more question. Now we have a JK flip-flops like this. This is our first JK flip-flop. J, K, Q and Q bar. This is flip-flop A, and this is one more flip-flop like this. J, K, Q and Q bar. This is one more flip-flop, and J, K, Q and Q bar. This is another flip-flop. Okay, and these are all synchronous circuits which are having a same clock, shade clock, passage of clock. So let's see one more question. We have a counter like this: J2, K2, Q2, Q2 bar, J1, K1, Q1 and Q1 bar, J0, K0, Q0 and Q0 bar. And this Q1 is connected as the input to this. So this Q1 is connected as a clock to this. It is an engaged clock, and this clock is connected by this Q0 and this clock is actually connected by our original clock pulse. This is our J2, K2, J1, K1 and J0. So the initial value of our initial value of Q2, Q1, Q0 is equal to 0, 0, 0. We need to find out the value at 13th clock pulse. So you can take your time, pause the video and answer this question and resume the video for the solution. Yes, from this diagram we can easily see that the output is connected to the neck edge of clock. That means this Q is directly connected to the neck edge of clock. That means it is a up counter. So if the Q is directly connected to the clock bar, it is a up counter. And what is a mod number? It is mod 8 up counter. It is a mod 8 up counter. That means at the first clock pulse it will be equal to 000, and at the eighth clock pulse it will be equal to, so the first clock pulse it will be equal to 0, and at the second clock pulse it will be equal to 001, third clock pulse it will be equal to 010, fourth it will be equal to 011, fifth it will be equal to 100, 101, 110, 111. So after the eighth clock pulse, it will be equal to 0 again. Now we need to find out what is the value at 13th clock pulse. So 13th clock pulse, what will be the value? So for every 8 clock pulses, the value will get reset. And when we will get 13, that is 8 plus 5. That is 8 plus 5. So we need to find out what is the value at 5th clock pulse. The value at 5th clock pulse, it is equal to 100. So the value of your output will be same at the 13th clock pulse also. Because for every 8 clock pulses, it will be equal to, so after every 8 clock pulses, it will be equal to 0, right? So after 9th clock pulse, it will be equal to 1, so on. Okay, so the value at 5th clock pulse, it is nothing but it is equal to the value at 13th clock pulse. So the value of 13th clock pulse, that is nothing but it is nothing but 100. So let's see one more question. Here the initial contents of our 4-bit CISO, it is a serial in, so this is our CPO, 4-bit CPO, 4-bit CPO, and the initial contents of this 4-bit CPO, it is equal to 0 So after 3 clock pulses are applied, we need to find out the contents of the shift register. So what are the contents of CPO? What are the contents of CPO after 3 clock pulses are applied? We need to find it out. What are the contents of the CPO after 3 clock pulses are applied? So you can take your time, you can pause the video, get the solution and resume for the answer. Yes, so let us find it out. So initially, whenever you haven't applied any clock, the values of your Q3, Q2, Q1 and Q0 are initially, these are 0, 1, 1, 0. Now, when you apply the first clock pulse, then the content of your Q3 is nothing but XOR operation of 1 and 0, that is nothing but it is equal to 1. And Q2 is nothing but this will be shifted, this is nothing but 0. And this is Q3, Q2, Q1 and Q0. Next, the next Q1 value will be shifted, that is nothing but it is 1. And this Q0 is nothing but it is equal to 1. Okay. Next, at the second clock pulse, the value of Q3 is nothing but XOR operation between these two. That is nothing but 0. And this is 1, 0, 1. And the third clock pulse, the XOR operation between these two, that is 1, 0, 1, and 0. So these are the contents of our CPO after 3 clock cycles. Next, let us see one more question. This is our shift register, 4-bit shift register. This is Q0, Q1, Q2 and Q3. And we have XOR gate like this, and one more XOR gate like this, which is given over here, and Q0 is given over here, and this is being given over here. This is connected to this, and this is connected to this. So this shift register, the initial value of our Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, it is nothing but 1000. It is 1000. So this is our clock Q0, Q1, Q2 and Q3. So Q0 value initially it is equal to 1. Initially the value of your Q0 is equal to 1 followed by all zeros. Now let's see, at the first clock pulse, the value of your Q0 is nothing but XOR operation between these 3 bits, that is 0 XOR with 0 is 0, XOR with 1 is equal to 1, and this will be shifted over here, 0 and 0. And at the second clock pulse, this XOR operation is 0 followed by XOR with 1 is 1, and this will be shifted over here, 1 and 0. And 1 XOR with 0 is 1, XOR with 1 is equal to 0. So this Q0 will become 0, and this is 1, 1 and 1. And 1 XOR with 1 is 1, sorry, 1 XOR with 1 is 0, XOR with 0 is equal to 0. So this will become 0, and this will become 0, and this is 1, and this is 1. At the fifth clock edge, what is the value we are going to get? 1 XOR with 1 is equal to 0, XOR with 0 is equal to 0. And this 0 will be shifted over here, and this 0 will be shifted over here, and this 1 is shifted over to the last bit. And at the sixth clock pulse, 0 XOR with 1 is equal to 1, XOR with 0 is equal to 1. And this is shifted over here, 0, 0 and 0. So after fifth clock pulse, I am getting, so at the sixth clock pulse, I am getting the value again 1000. So this is how I am going to solve this question.